Okay, everybody, it is me, Gregory Mannarino. Sit down and relax. We have to talk. It is Friday, December 17, 2021. Right now, as I am doing this video blog, and you are sitting here, if you're catching this video early, there is a clear, absolutely crystal clear fear trade playing out. What's driving this? Well, a couple of factors. We got, I had to write this down. The narrative right now from the mainstream news outlets, not just the financial channels, is there is a new COVID surge that is gripping the world. Right there, it's spooking the markets. Number two, Fauci, a lovely friend, Dr. Fauci, who hasn't practiced medicine in over 40 years. He's going to redefine, he alone is going to redefine what it means to be fully vaccinated. I explained to you yesterday that there is resistance. People are starting to get hip to what's going on and they don't want this freaking booster. Well, according to Fauci, unless you get that booster, you are not considered fully vaccinated. That alone, as well, is spooking the markets. So we have a fear trade going on. Like I said, yield curve came down a little bit. 10-year yield 1.39 dropped. That means cash is going into the debt market. That's how it works. When yields drop, cash seeks safety in the debt market. It's insane, but that's the way it works. You got the dollar slightly stronger, stock futures lower. Okay, what does this mean to Greg Mannarino? Forget about Greg Mannarino. Let's look at the MMRI. There is a link in the description of this video. It dropped to 83. So risk in this market continues to drop. What does this tell me? And what should this tell you? What you're seeing, people, is yet again another opportunity to buy the dip. Continue to follow that strategy, period, the end. And it's going to work until it doesn't. For now, we're not going to change a damn thing. Let them play their games. We will play our games. You understand? It's very, very simple. Okay. Cryptocurrencies are under some pressure right now. Whatever. Long run, you know how I feel about these things. I'm a major bull. Gold and silver right now are slightly higher as I am doing this video blog. Okay, that's lovely, but we'll see what happens with JP Morgan. Oh, did you hear what happened to JP Morgan? They had to pay another fine for getting in here and misrepresenting assets they were trying to sell people. $125 million fine. Oh, imagine no arrests. A Wall Street super bank can do anything that they want to. And this one is a crime syndicate as well. No arrests. No arrest will happen. It'll just be fine after fine, which is priced in. Understand, when JP Morgan or any other Wall Street super bank gets fined for something, it's already baked into the cake, all right? That means they made 10, 20, 50, 100 times more on whatever they were trying to do to pay that fine. So they laughed. They laughed their way to the bank. They laughed their way past regulators. Everyone's getting paid off. You all know that. 125 million, really? For a Wall Street super bank, it's nothing. It's not even a hand slap. It's a joke. Really is. Anyway, people, let us move forward here. I want to talk about something that I want you to be well aware of. Okay, I explained to you a while back that we were going to get hit with a first wave of inflation, and that played out exactly true. I told you a second wave was going to hit. That hit as well. I'm here to tell you that right now, and I alluded to this yesterday in my post-market video, a third wave is coming. A third wave of inflation is going to hit us, and it's going to be worse than the last two. I want you to be ready for it because turn on the mainstream channels. The mainstream propaganda ministry is trying to downplay this to the highest order. Oh yeah, peak inflation. Things are going to get better now. Why? Because the Fed is finally serious about fighting inflation. This is the biggest piece of dog shit propaganda on the face of the earth. Let's review a little bit what happened? Okay, so we got nothing. How's that? Okay, we heard from the Fed a couple of months back they were going to taper. That means they were going to start easing back on asset purchases. Well, just this past Wednesday, we heard from the Fed again, and they are now going to aggressively cut back on asset purchases, taper. Let me put this into perspective for you. No amount, none of tapering is going to make any difference. The floodgates of inflation have been opened, and it's just not going to stop. The only way, and I mean this, the only way the Federal Reserve could actually do anything about surging inflation would be to immediately halt its asset purchases, immediately, stop right now, and immediately and aggressively, and I mean aggressively, start raising rates. What would the ramifications be of that? An absolute meltdown in the stock market. I'm talking about a stock market crash that would eclipse anything that we've ever seen in history. So, we know that's not going to happen. The Federal Reserve is determined to inflate, and they're not going to stop. And they're going to continue to hyperinflate the debt bubble and hyperinflate a stock market bubble, create distortions across the spectrum of asset classes as they've been doing. And I'm telling you right here and right now, ignore the propaganda ministry that's trying to convince you that what you're seeing is not real. That's trying to convince you that inflation right now, it's just peaking. It's done. It's going to start coming down. Everything is fantastic. Absolutely no. We're going to get hit with a third wave, people. I want you to all be ready for it. Okay, let's talk about something else. So yesterday, we watched the tech sector take a pretty big hit. I held up a nice little piece of paper with regard to Apple and Microsoft, which both of them fell under a lot of pressure yesterday. Well, I explained to you that you should be buying these things on this dip. You should also be looking at as the tech sector as a whole right now, in aggregate. I think we are going to see more pressure here in the short run, but it's a massive buying opportunity, people. Every dip in everything is going to be a massive buying opportunity considering what is actually going on. Look, I am not a permabull. And I keep getting that. You're going to go permabull? No, I'm not a permabull. I'm just looking at the dynamics that are playing out, and I'm putting together for all of you the most likely outcome. And the most likely outcome moving forward is everything's going to continue to inflate along with the Fed's balance sheet and everything else here. People's lives are about to get much, much harder. I've explained to you since time immemorial that the middle class is under attack. If you are a member of the middle class, you have a target tattooed on your face. And in this nation and nations around the world that are being run by their respective central bank, you're done. None of us have any representation anymore. It's over. We have a one world government. It is being run by the central banks. They are trying to eliminate an entire class of people and bring about a new feudal system. Not just that. I've told you over the past months and months and months, they're creating a new demographic here. Extreme haves, extreme have-nots, a new feudal system, this progressive, whatever you want to call it, towards this new feudal system has been going on for quite a long time. But we are here, and right now, people. It's a hideous thing that's going on, and I just want you to be aware of that. Anyway, so the story this morning, again, is a fear trade. The fear trade is being pushed by the narrative that there is a new COVID surge, and by Dr. Fauci, who is redefining, because he can do whatever he wants. If he says that's the way it is, that's the way it is. It's all about control. So those of you that got vaccinated here, well, guess what? You're not vaccinated according to Dr. Fauci unless you get that booster, and then you'll be fully vaccinated. And people are resisting. They're starting to realize this is just shit. And if you think this is the last vaccine you're going to have to get, oh, are you mistaken? There is more coming down the pike, and there's more variants coming down the pike. I think you're all well aware of that. People, they're going to do things that you can't believe moving forward. I've told you that exact statement for years. I have said, people, moving forward, you're going to see things that you can't believe and things that you just won't believe moving forward. And this whole thing that we're seeing right now, well, Did Greg Mannarino get it right from years and years ago? And I'm telling you right here and right now, yet again, you haven't seen anything yet. More control is coming. More, they're going to take away everything you have, okay? And you will comply, or they're going to make your life very, very hard in this new paradigm that I warned again would come from years and years ago. People, this guy here loves you a lot. Please share the video. Get it out there. Very important stuff. I'll see you at the end of the day.